Morning. Let's get ready to do math lesson 2.10. This is for September the 28th. Let's look at our essential question for today. How does place value help you identify and extend counting patterns? So they've given us a 100 number chart from 801 to 900 on page 129. And on this page, we are supposed to start at number 823, and we are supposed to count by tens. And on this page, you will then shade them with a crayon or a pencil, or you could circle them with a pencil as well. So if we start at 823 and we want to count by tens, we can do it the long way by counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and know that 10 more would be 833. But the point of this lesson is we want you to remember that from 823 on a 100 number chart to go 10 more, it's the number 100, which would be 833. Notice it's the number in the tens that change. The hundreds and ones stay the same. So 10 more from 833, we don't have to count all those boxes. We know we can simply go down, and then it becomes 843. Notice it's the number in the tens that have changed. Same thing if I go down again, it then becomes 853 and so on. So when you turn this paper in, you will be shaded all the way down through here. Those are the types of activities that you're going to do today for lesson 2.10. Let's look at model and draw. Model and draw shows you a counting pattern, and this time we're counting by hundreds. How do I know that? Well, look, it's the hundreds number that's shaded. We have 114, 214. Again, it's the number in the hundreds that's changing. 314, 414. Well, what number would come next? We're going to change the number in the hundreds. In fact, I'll just put it right down here. So what number comes after 4? Right, it's the number 5. So then the next number would be 514. The 14 stays the same. Well, what number would come after that? Correct. We would change the 5 to a 6 and make it 614. Notice in this counting pattern, it's the hundreds that are changing. So that's why we only change the hundreds in that counting pattern. Let's look down below at some of the share and show problems. A couple of things that I want you to know. Just like before, we're going to underline the important things that we know. When I look at this pattern, I see that the 100 stays the same, the 1s stay the same. It's the 10s that are changing. And in this first one, they made those 10s in a different color. I want you to underline the number that's changing. That'll help you remember what our counting pattern is for. So for the next number, I know that the hundreds is still going to be 100. I know that the 1s is still going to be 7. I'm just simply looking at what my tens number is going to be. 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, what would be next? Of course, it's going to be 7 because 7 comes after 6. So that next number is 177. Then if we look at the last number in our pattern, the hundreds are going to stay the same. The 1s are going to stay the same. Again, it's the tens number that's changing. And in this one, we would change the 7 to an 8. So our pattern would be counting by tens, and our last number would be 187. All right, let me flip my card around and let's look at number 2. And on this one, we have to be the detective. We have to figure out what numbers are changing. Let's see, 245, 345. Oh, looks like we're counting by hundreds. 445. How do I know that? Because the 4 and the 5 and the 10s are staying the same. It's just the number in the hundreds column that's changing. So I'm going to underline my hundreds. So I know for my next number that I have to find, 45 is going to be in the for the tens and ones. I just have to figure out what the next hundred's going to be. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5. What comes after 5? You know it, it's 6. So it'd be 645. For our last problem, we know our last part of this pattern, we know that the 4 and the 5 are staying the same. What comes after the 6? Well, after 6 is 7. So our next two numbers in our pattern would be 745. Let's look now at number 3. Let's see if we can figure out what will come next. 421, 431, 441, 451. The 400s, our hundreds are staying the same, our ones are staying the same. It's the tens column that's changing. So I'm going to underline my tens. So I know that for my next one in the pattern, it's going to have a 4 in the hundreds and a 1 in the ones column. Now I just have to figure out my tens. 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct. After 5 would be 6. 461. When I'd figure out the last part of this pattern, again, I know it's still 400s. I know I still have 1, 1. And I know that 7 comes after 6. So it would be 471. Let's look at number 4. On number 4, let's look at our pattern. 389, 489, 589, 689. I hope you are seeing that the tens and the ones are staying the same. It's the hundreds that are changing. So I'm going to underline my hundreds. Now I know for the next number, I'm going to have 8 and 9 and the tens and the ones. So I have to figure out what the hundreds is. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got it, it's 7. 7 comes after 6. So this number is 789. Now for my last number in that pattern, again, my 89 stays the same. What comes after 7? Correct, it is 8. And so that's how we will do these number patterns. We'll look for the numbers that are changing. Let's take a look at the next page. I would like for you to do 5, 6, 7, and 8, just like I have done for you on the first page. Now for number 9, you can use a phone to click the QR code and watch the video, or I can help you work it right now. Let's look what the problem says. Mark read 203 pages. All right, so I'm going to write that down. Mark equals 203. Lainey read 100 more pages than Mark. So Lainey equals Mark, which was 203, plus 100. Okay, well that's just like our counting pattern. Our tens and our ones are going to stay the same. It's the hundreds that's going to change. 2 plus 1 equals 3, so 303. So that's what Lainey read. Now Gavin read 10 fewer pages than Lainey. So Gavin equals 303 minus 10. Oh goodness, I think I might want a quick picture for that one. So I'm going to get another card for Gavin. Let's see. First of all, let's draw Lainey. Lainey was 303. Now, Gavin read 10 less. I can't take away 10 ones here. I only have 3. And I don't have any 10 sticks. But I know that this 100 flat is actually 10 tens. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change that 100 flat to 10 tens. Now I can take away a 10 stick, can't I? So let's do that. And now let's see what number I have left. I have 2 hundreds. I have 9 tens. And I still have 3 ones. So the answer to the question was, I believe, how many pages did Gavin read? Gavin read 293. And I did that by using a quick picture. Let's look at number 10 together, another story problem. There were 135 buttons in a jar. After Robin put more buttons into the jar, there were 175 buttons in the jar. How many groups of 10 buttons did she put into the jar? All right, well, let's solve this by using a quick picture. For 135, that's how many they started with. Now, Robin put more in until there were 175. So I'm going to write this down too. 135. Okay, so I'm going to add another 10 down here. And now my number becomes, let's see, my 100s stay the same. My 1s stay the same. It's my 10s that change. Okay, that's a 4. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to add another 10 stick. Now I still have 100. I still have 5 1s. And now I have 5 10s. Okay, I still don't have 175 yet. I'm going to put another 10 stick in. Okay, I still have 100. I still have 5 1s. And this time I have 6 10s. Still don't have 175. Let's put another 10 in. I still have 100. I still have 5 1s. And this time I have 7 10s. Oh, hey, I have it now. So how many 10s did I have to add? The 10s that I added are down here. I have 4 groups of 10. How did I solve the problem? You can write just like I did. You can use your counting pattern, or draw the picture. And I will accept that. Now, number 11. You are going to do this assignment, that question on your own. To finish today for September 28th, you have the homework page to do, which has both sides, and you have a quick quiz. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Good luck.